Hi everyone, this is real estate coach Craig Proctor. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to talk about something that I'm pretty familiar with, which is how to dominate your marketplace. Now that might sound kind of difficult to you, like how do I dominate my marketplace? But if you start with small steps, it's really not that difficult. And I know from firsthand experience because very quickly into my real estate career, I went from like a nobody knew me, I had no money, I was in my late 20s, I was still living at home with my parents actually when I first got into real estate. So I had no connections, no sales training, never sold anything in my life before when I got into real estate. But what I did is I focused on one neighborhood at a time. So it's kind of like, going to war, right? You focus on one neighborhood and you take it over, and then you focus on the next neighborhood and you take it over. So that's what I want to talk to you folks about today. I want you to understand how doable this actually is to dominate your marketplace. Even if you don't have like a lot of resources right now, even if you don't have a large sphere of influence. I had none of that. And many of you know my story. I became the #1 RE/MAX agent in the entire world for commissions earned within 3 years of having my real estate license. And as many of you know, I come from a small town north of Toronto. Population at the time was around 50,000. So, it's not like I was selling, multi-million-dollar homes or anything like that. But I did end up selling 500 to 600 of these like normal, ordinary subdivision type homes every single year. And eventually, within a few years, I had a team, not a large team. I had 8 to 10 agents working with me at any given time. That's pretty good though, right? 8 to 10 agents, and we're doing 500 to 600 transactions. So that means all the people on my team were making a lot of money as well. So let's back up the bus. And before we get, because I want to take you right from the start on how I did this. And then I have a really cool giveaway for all of you today. If you stay to the end, I'll show you how to get it. But I've actually written a report here on everything we're going to talk about that you're going to be able to download. It's called Real Estate Market Domination. So if you wait till the end, I'll show you how to get this. Let's start off by let me know in the comments what marketplace you're in. What's your major marketplace that you're in right now? Let us know, because we do get a lot of referrals going back and forth in Craig Proctor Nation. Now, even if you're not a Craig Proctor, coaching or system member, that's okay. We still are looking for strong areas in different marketplaces all over the United States and Canada. So don't be shy about this. Let us know where you're from, and we'll see if we can get you some business just by being with us here today. Okay, also, let me know this. Are you the dominant real estate agent in your marketplace, or is it somebody else? How many of you have a dominant agent in your marketplace? And you might even look at that dominant agent and you might think, well, you know what, I'm just as skilled as that person. And that's probably true. But the dominant realtor in your marketplace, let's face it, they're doing something right. So we're going to talk about the tendencies, okay, the things that dominant agents do to become dominant real estate agents. Make sense? So I've got a few notes here I want to go through, and then we'll go through this report here, okay? And I'll show you all how to get it towards the end of our training session. So this is like a little mini coaching session, free of charge, courtesy of Craig Proctor. I do these every week just to give back, and hopefully you find what we're talking about here today helpful. So here's how I did it. As I mentioned, I started in one neighborhood. Now, how do you pick your neighborhood? I wanted to pick a neighborhood where I had some credibility. Remember, as a brand new agent, it's not like I could go out and list. I had the credibility to go out there and list multi-million-dollar homes. So I had to find what I looked for was a move-up neighborhood. Okay, so like for first-time buyers, the type of area they would move into, because I wanted to get the listing and then I would get a buyer as well. That was my logic. So I'm looking for like middle of the road move up areas. The other thing I'm doing is I'm looking for high turnover areas. Okay, so in today's marketplace, there's not a lot of inventory. So I would look at marketplaces like neighborhoods that had a fairly decent turnover, even if it's not not great right now, like what neighborhood in your community has kind of the highest turnover? In other words, you don't want to market an area where no houses come up for sale, right? Or there's no sales. So the area that I chose was a move-up area. It was a little golf course community at the time. They've torn down the golf course now and built houses. But at the time, it was nice because the homes backed on the golf course, and the people that tended to move into this area mostly were local people. You know, some came from out of town, but mostly local people. So I was getting a buyer, sometimes like double ending my listing, and then picking up that buyer. So I was getting 3 or sometimes 4 transactions. Okay, so the name of this area was Glenaway Estates, and that became my target market. So here are some of the things that I did in the very beginning when I had like no money at all for marketing or whatever. I started off by doing the obvious things, right? For sale by owners, expired listing, like showing up, calling them, showing up at their door. And then when I had a little bit of, had a couple sales, I started doing direct mail. Now, direct mail is like super effective even today. The fact that everybody is online, and you want to be online as well, and we'll talk lots about how to be online on other training sessions I do. But to get started, direct mail, what I like about it right in today's market is if you do this right with all your competitors mostly online, you kind of stand apart, and you want to be consistent. Now, I know people that try to sell you direct mail, they always say that, right? Oh, you got to, you say it's not working. And they're like, oh, you got to be consistent. Well, no, I don't agree with that. I agree that you've got to have marketing, direct mail that works. Like everything that I would teach you to do would be trackable, so you would know, how much the postcards cost to be printed and how much they cost to be distributed, but you'd also know your ROI, your return on investment. And so I would give you a bunch of different direct mail pieces. You would test which one works the best. And then when I say consistent, don't consistently do something that doesn't work. Consistently mail out the winning direct mail piece over and over again. One of the things we're going to talk about today is your offer. Like your offer to sellers has to be really strong, and your offer to buyers has to be strong. This is one of the points we're going to cover in our domination report today. Most realtors, their offer is pretty much the same as everyone else's offer. Or how many times have you noticed you look at a marketing piece, maybe it's a direct mail piece you get in your mailbox, and there is no offer. The realtor's not even making an offer. Or they're saying things like, I'm good, I want your listing. I try hard, I'm always available, I have integrity, I'm experienced. Well, that's what everybody says, right? So we can't expect to set ourselves apart from all the other realtors if we're just saying the same thing as everyone else, if we're making the exact same offer. So one of the things that I would teach you is, I would teach you offers that sellers really want. Let me give you a quick example. How many of you here believe that if the seller would let you look at their property, you could probably give them some really good advice that would help them sell their home for maybe $5,000 or $10,000 or maybe even $15,000 more by staging it and doing inexpensive things? Maybe painting, neutralizing the house and doing some landscaping, cleaning the carpets, moving the furniture around. Many of you are really good at that, right? It's something you do anyway. But what if in your offer to sellers is, I'll show you how to sell your home for say $8,000 to $10,000 more, right? That's something that all of you are probably confident that you could do that. So that would be a good offer. And when you offer to sellers, if you said to the seller, for example, I'll give you a free market evaluation, or I'll tell you what homes in your neighborhood are selling for, or what they're selling for, what's on the market. You see, the seller can get that information on their own, right? And they can get that information from every other agent. So I'm not saying don't make what is your home worth part of your offer, but it can't be your entire offer. It's not 1980s, right? Your offer can't be, would you like a free market evaluation, a CMA? Would you like a printout of what sales have sold for? But you could say this, not only could I give you an accurate assessment of what your house would actually sell for, but more importantly, we could go through all the closing costs that you would incur, so you would know exactly what you're going to net in your pocket. See, that's a good one, right? because they can find out what the homes are selling for on their own or from any other agent. But the most important number to the seller is what they're going to net in their pocket after all the associated costs. So if you word it that way, and by the way, this is something most of you do anyway, most of you would help the seller stage their home, right? You would help them price and prepare their home for sale. What I like about talking about how to prepare their home for sale and discussing like, hey, here are things, I know some things you could do and things not to do to help you sell faster and help you sell for the most amount of money. That offer requires you being at the house, right? Like again, if your big offer to sellers is, I can tell you what your house is worth, they could say, okay, just like tell me over the phone. But when you say, also, I could help you determine what you're gonna net in your pocket after all the closing costs, right? Not just what it's worth, but what you're gonna net in your pocket. And we could go, I could look around at the house and I could give you some advice on what to do and what not to do. I could give you inexpensive tips to prepare your home for sale, things that will cost very little or nothing at all. And on average, I'm able to help sellers sell their home for $8,000 to $10,000 more. So these are just some very quick examples. Like, is there anything that I've said here that you can't do? Let me know in the comments if this makes sense, right? So, you know, what I've talked about so far are just things that you do anyway. Other things that you can do is you could make guarantees. You know, guarantees are a very overused word in the real estate industry today. Real estate agents are running around saying, I guarantee to sell your home fast, or I guarantee to sell it for more money, or I guarantee great service. But I want you to start making your guarantees in writing, and there needs to be a consequence. So for example, if you were the seller and I said to you, if you list your home with me, I guarantee that I have a communication guarantee. Well, I guarantee I'll call you at least every single week and give you the feedback and let you know what we're doing to advertise and market your property. And anytime you call me, I guarantee to return your call within whatever, 8 hours or 12 hours. Or what's the or going to be? Or I'll deduct, I don't know, $500 off my commission for any time that doesn't happen. See, it's the consequence that makes it really powerful. You could say to a seller, we call this our realistic price guarantee. So, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, should you decide to list with me and list your home at my recommended asking price, I guarantee to sell your home within $2,000 of your asking price, or I'll pay you $1,000, I'll deduct $1,000 off my commission on closing. Right now, the $2,000 or $5,000 that you're going to guarantee, that's up to you. We would teach you to do your research. Like some of you are in such hot marketplaces right now. I mean, you could guarantee this. If you're in my marketplace, you could guarantee that if you list your home at my recommended asking price, I guarantee it'll sell for the full asking price, right, or more, or I'll deduct $1,000 off my commission, right? So these are just what you want to guarantee are things that you know you can fulfill. So make the biggest promise you can both make and keep, because you don't want to give away any of your commission, but it'll help you get the business. Not only will it help you get the seller to want to list with you, it'll help you get your full commission. Like say to the seller, give me an opportunity to earn my full fee, and if I don't perform, if I don't call you every week as promised, if I don't sell your home within $2,000 of the asking price or over the asking price, whatever your guarantee is going to be, then I'll reduce my commission by whatever, $500, $1,000. Obviously, if you're selling multi-million-dollar homes, it might have to be a $5,000 penalty. It's got to be meaningful, depending on what marketplace you're in. Here's a couple of other ideas. I started doing open houses. In the beginning, I didn't have any listings, so I just started to borrow listings from other agents in my office that were in this neighborhood called Glenway Estates. So they didn't want to do open houses, and I was pretty good at them. So I would have a little sign-in card, and I would meet and greet people, and try to connect with them, because I knew that people that were out looking at properties, looking at open houses, not all of them, some of them were neighbors or just tire kickers, but I got some really good leads from that. These are buyers that are going to buy, and again, because I'm in this Glenway Estates area, the buyers are move-up buyers in that price range, and they're going to have a home to sell. Then what I started to do is, because I was pretty good at these open houses, I started opening up, what it looked like. I called it my Sunday tour of homes. And what I did is I opened 6 houses up. You can imagine, none of these are my listings, right? I'm borrowing listings. Each house was open for a specific 10-minute window. So the first house was open from 1 to 1:10. And then there was 10 minutes travel time to get to the next house, because remember, there's only me. So I've got to actually kick the people out of the first house, drive to the next house, and the next house is open from 1:20 to 1:30, and so on throughout the afternoon. Now, the reason this tour works so well is because I have 6 houses open, meaning I get 6 times as many buyers coming to each house. And on purpose, I'm making all the buyers come at exactly the same time, right? They have to come during that 10-minute window. So imagine if you were one of those buyers and you walk in my open house and you kind of like it, and you see 10 or 15 other buyers who also appear to like the house. Psychologically, what impact does that have on you? So this Sunday tour of homes was awesome because I could open up 6 houses in the same time as doing a traditional open house. I'm on purpose creating this auction effect by making all the buyers come at exactly the same time, which was cool. I even would suggest that my seller be present every Sunday. I didn't have to kick them out of the house. It was only 10 minutes long. I wanted them to be there so I could show off my marketing savvy. You know, if you're the seller and I'm bringing through 10 or 15 buyers every Sunday, and if your house isn't selling, it's easier for me to get a price reduction, but definitely proves to the seller that I know what I'm doing and I'm doing a good job. So those are some quick ideas. Now let's get to this free report. Again, if you find this helpful, smash the like button. Okay, hit the blue thumbs up. Okay, show me some love here. I want to know if you guys are digging this or not. So hit the like button and let me know if you're finding this information helpful here today. And if you haven't already let us know what part of the country you're in, don't be shy. Get your name out there, because thousands of realtors will watch this. This video will be eventually, probably later today, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be on LinkedIn. It's going to be on Instagram. It's going to be all over the place, right? So make sure that you get your name out there. Don't be shy about this, because you're going to start to meet other successful agents like you, and you'll be able to send business back and forth. So I'm going to go through this market domination report, and then I'm going to have you type in the word gift. Okay, it's a free gift into the comments. And my marketing director, okay, Daryl, is in the comments now, Daryl Edwards. And Daryl Edwards, his sole job is to take care of you and make sure that you get all the information that you want. So say hi to Daryl Edwards. And if you're interested in getting what I'm about to show you, all you have to do is type into the comments gift. It's a free gift. Just type in gift and we'll get this to you. Okay, so number one here, says, have a well-defined, concise, unique selling proposition, a reason to call and hire you and only you. So eventually, I had these very powerful guarantees I was talking about. One that I'm most famous for was your home sold or I'll buy it. Now that might sound, some of you think, well, that's a bait and switch. No. This was a real program where I helped thousands of people move up and buy a property. The way it worked is I advertised if you moved up and you bought any listing, any one of my listings directly through me, not from a friend or another agent, but directly through me, that I would give you a written guarantee that if I haven't sold your home before you move into the new one, then I would buy it. Now, my guarantee was a little bit conservative. It was 95% of asking price. And then, of course, I wouldn't pay myself a commission, so I could take the commission off. And I'd end up buying the home, if I had to, for about 10% under market value. But to get the guarantee, the buyer had to move up and buy one of my listings, right? So that means I've created an incentive now for buyers to deal directly with me, so I'm double-ending a lot of my listings. About a third of my listings I double-ended. Now, the truth is, in my entire career, in 25 years, I only ended up buying 2 homes because I messed up on those 2 homes and I guaranteed their home for too much. So, if you really don't know your marketplace, you don't know pricing that well, this is not for you. But for those of you that are like real experts in your area, Like for me, when I pulled in the driveway, I kind of knew what the house was worth within a very small variance right in the driveway. I mean, I was that experienced with pricing that I wasn't afraid of this guarantee. So just because you guarantee a seller's house doesn't mean you have to buy it, right? Because remember, the deal was I market the seller's house for 120 days. So if you were the seller, I would say, look, there's a bit of a real estate catch-22, right? If you move up and you buy my listing without selling your existing home and you don't get it sold in time, you could get stuck with 2 homes. However, if you sell your home first and I don't find you a home in time, you could have no home. You're homeless now, right? So my guaranteed sale program solves that real estate catch-22. You move up to any one of Craig Proctor's listings, I'll give you a free assessment of your home and an upfront guarantee in writing. Now, here's where it gets better. I don't want to buy your house, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, so you know you've got a really motivated realtor. During that 120-day period, I'm going to market your property really hard because all I need to do is beat that guarantee, right? I don't want to buy your home. You don't want me to buy it. I'm going to work hard to bring you a superior offer from an outside buyer. So the seller gets the benefit of the highest offer, whether it's my upfront guarantee in writing or a superior offer from an outside buyer. So this guarantee was killer. I mean, it really put me on the map. But you don't have to guarantee to buy their home. You can have, if that scares you, start with something a little that you might perceive as a little bit less risky. Like, how about this? Your home sold, as I said earlier, for at least 98% of the asking price, or I'll reduce my commission by $1,000. So it could be a percentage of the asking price, or it could be days on the market. Remember, the catch or the condition is to get the guarantee, the seller has to list their home at your recommended price. So your USP could be, hey, list your home with me and I guarantee in writing I'll have an offer on your property in 30 days or less, or I'll pay you $1,000 cash. And the $1,000 you're paying them is really just a reduction. Now remember, if the house doesn't sell, then there is no commission and you can't reduce your fee. So these are really safe guarantees to make. All right, so number 1 on this list right here is have a well-defined, concise, unique selling proposition, USP, a reason to call you and only you. Okay, let's go to number 2. Remember, you can get this document by typing the word gift into the comments, and my marketing advisor, Daryl Edwards, will follow up and make sure you get this. Say hi to Daryl in the comments. Number 2, a well-defined audience. Okay, a well-defined audience. So some who's are better than other who's. Right? Some buyers are better than other buyers. Some sellers are better than other sellers. So you can target buyers geographically, like by neighborhood or city. You can target your clients by price range. Some of you will want to work the luxury market. Some of you will want to work with first-time buyers. Okay, we can call out to certain types of buyers. Like if I run an ad that says investors, well, we know who's going to call me, investors, right? If I run an ad and the headline is attention first-time buyers, well, I know I can attract first-time buyers. Or attention luxury buyers, or attention luxury home sellers. So we're going to use specific marketing to call out to the best target market for you. I want to show you how to find the best who's. That's one of the reasons I became really successful, is because I wasn't wasting my time with people that weren't the best, right? Think about this. My goal for all of you is I'd like to teach you lead generation that you understand, that you control, right? So you're not buying leads from Zillow, you're not buying leads from Realtor, you're not buying leads from anybody, right? You're not dependent on old school techniques like cold calling and door knocking. I'd like to show you smart modern marketing that'll generate you an abundance of buyers and sellers. Now, it's important that you have more buyers and sellers than you could work with, so you have this luxury of choice. What happened to me was when I had too many sellers and too many buyers, I was able to quickly qualify them over the phone. It took me about 3 minutes to determine who the best buyers and sellers to spend time with was, right? Like all of us only have 24 hours in the day. So if you want to, become wealthy in real estate, for you and your team, this is true for your team members as well. We want to make sure that they're only in front of the very best buyers and sellers. So what we talk about here in the report is how to call out to the best who's for you. Some who's are better than other who's. How do you do that? How do you get in front of the very best prospects and not have to worry about the tire kickers, the time wasters, people that are going to lie to you, people that are going to fight you through that's exhausting, first of all, right? How do you feel after a long, hard day of working with a difficult prospect? Now, I get it, because back in the day, I didn't hardly have any prospects. I had to work with all of them. So we've all had the great pleasure of working with a jerk, right? But that'll wear you down. It not only affects your bank account, it affects your mood. When you come home after a long, hard day of working with a difficult prospect, it affects your mood, your family. That's no way to live. So we can fix all that. Okay, number three, a marketing plan of branded and less branded ads to generate a steady lead flow. Okay, so not only was I running branded ads, Craig Proctor, Remax Agent, when I was advertising myself and my unique selling propositions, like I'll buy your home, I'll sell your home in X amount of days, or I'll buy it, or I'll sell your home in under 30 days, or I'll I'll pay you $1,000. Obviously, those are branded, right? I'm not trying to hide that that's coming from Craig Proctor, the real estate agent. With branded advertising, that's where you want to promote your listings and your unique selling proposition. That's where you're telling your marketplace not only who you are, but attached to your identity are these very powerful benefits. So prospects not only know who you are, but they understand what makes you different and better than all the other realtors. So that's branded marketing. And when I say branded, I'm not talking about a logo and just silly phrases, spouses sell houses, right? I'm number one. I'm not talking about that type of marketing that most agents engage in. I'm talking about promoting an offer, a unique selling proposition. So people in your marketplace are like, wow, they not only know who you are, again, they know what makes you different and better than the other agents. So you've got top of mind awareness. That's how you dominate your marketplace. Now, in addition to the branded marketing, see, it also says less branded marketing. See that? Less branded marketing. Now, it doesn't say unbranded, because unbranded would mean that, you don't have your name, your company name, which, would not comply with the real estate rules. But you want to downplay or make as small as possible in your less branded advertising, your name, your company name. Make it know your local rules, but make it as small as you can. With less branded advertising, the focus is not on you, the real estate agent. You're focusing on stuff that buyers and sellers want. Okay, so you're advertising or promoting, you're making an offer that buyers and sellers really want. So what kind of things would sellers want? Sellers might want to know, what are the things I need to do to prepare my home for sale to sell it for the most amount of money? What mistakes should I avoid to make sure that I sell it for the most amount of money? Or how do I pass 11 home inspection traps to avoid? How do I pass my my home inspection? So there's all these great information, all these great information reports that I give my coaching members, right? So all they have to do is take these and then run them everywhere, Facebook, Google, direct mail. So with the less branded strategy, again, you're offering stuff that buyers and sellers are really interested in. Information about the buying and selling process. Because I think you would agree, the first thing that buyers and sellers do before they call a real estate agent is they start to do some research, right? They start looking at houses. They're in search of information on how to get the best result when you're selling or buying, or what mistakes to avoid. So this is kind of a stealth approach where I've got these awesome offers over the last 20 years that I've tested, things that buyers and sellers really want. So when they're contacting you, in many cases, they don't even know they're contacting a real estate agent, because you're kind of flying below their advertising radar. But then I follow up with them, and it's easy, right? So here's how it would work. Hey, John, it's Craig Proctor with ABC Realty, and the reason I'm calling is I received a request for the home inspection pitfalls to avoid when selling a home. Just wanted to let you know I'm sending out that information to you right now, and I wondered if you were thinking about making a move in the next little while. Well, who would request this information unless they're actually thinking of making a move? Now, sometimes they'll say, well, we're just looking, we just saw the information, but I show you how to dig through that. Now, not all of them are super motivated, but a lot of them are, right? Like, you wouldn't, go to the barber shop unless you're thinking of getting a haircut. So the type of information that I would give you to offer is really only information that real buyers and sellers want. So only real buyers and sellers are going to request it. Now, we'll help you with your skills, so you'll know how to reach the buyers and sellers and what to say. But, it's usually you're greeted with thank you. See, if you can get the buyers and sellers to call you, you're not cold calling them. Watch that intro, how easy it is. Hey, John, it's Craig Proctor with ABC Realty. The reason I was calling is I received a request for the report on home inspection pitfalls to avoid. Just wanted to let you know I've sent that information out to you. By the way, are you thinking about making a move? Yeah, we might be. If you were to move, would you stay local or moving out of the area? Right? Do you own a house you're currently renting? Do you have a realtor to help you when the time is right? So I take you through the qualifying questions. In 3 minutes or less, you're going to know, okay, this is a good one or not so good, and you'll know who to follow up with. Okay, let's keep moving here. Again, let me know if this is helpful. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you guys are digging this, if this resonates, if it makes sense. Let me know. Okay, number 4. Here's number 4. Number 4 is you want to have a balance of both online and offline media to generate a steady, predictable, consistent business. And the key is consistent. For some realtors, their business is up and down like a toilet seat, right? Because they're out there prospecting, and they generate a bunch of leads, and then they get busy with buyers and sellers, so they stop prospecting. So they make a bit of money, and then they've got no new prospects to work on, so their income's up and down. We don't want that. What we want is an automatic lead generation that's supplying you a consistent flow of leads. Now, think about this. Just like the thermostat on your house, you can turn it up or you can turn it down. With the Craig Proctor lead generation system, we call this the Arp System, stands for Automatic Reverse Prospecting System. That's a writer-downer, ARPS, A-R-P-S, Automatic Reverse Prospecting System. With this automatic system, you can turn up your lead flow or turn it down. So at some point, many of you are going to want to grow your team if you don't already have team members right now. And of course, the benefit of that is how many homes could you sell if it had nothing to do with you? So that was a really cool idea. I was fascinated with that. It's like, well, it would be limitless. So I started to figure out how to not do things, right? How to delegate most of the work that I was doing. But the last thing I gave up was the lead generation, because you are your marketing director. Don't abdicate the marketing. Really understand it. Become a student at Craig Proctor. We'll show you how it all works, and then you control your own destiny. You're not relying on buying leads from Zillow or Realtor or waiting for people to refer. You make it rain. You make your own business when you have an automatic reverse prospecting system. Okay, so yeah, the media mix should be online and offline. Now, some of you are just totally online, right? You want to test everything, and of course, with the Craig Proctor system, everything that we do, every ad, every marketing strategy we give you is trackable. So you're going to know whether Facebook works for you or not, and what ads on Facebook work the best. What's the best day of the week and the best time of the day to run the ads? It's that granular. We can really dig down and help you understand what's going to be most productive for you. Same thing with Google. Another thing that you guys want to do is make sure you optimize your Google My Business page. Okay, just Google yourself and see what happens. Okay, we're going to show you how to optimize that. I did, in fact, if you want to see a really good, go to my YouTube channel. I did a really good interview the other day on Google My Business with a couple of my members and coaches. So we'll show you how to optimize your Google My Business page, because the first thing people do, right? How about you? The first thing you do when you want to buy or sell something, like if you're looking, if you're looking to go to a nice restaurant. The first thing you might do is Google restaurants, or people go to Google, right? So what happens when you Google your own name? That's something we can all work on. Okay, next. And by the way, don't forget direct mail. Yeah, that's the point I'm making in number 4, is most of you guys are online, but you're not doing everything online that you should be. So let's do it all. Let's be on Facebook. Let's be on Instagram. Let's be on YouTube. Okay, let's be on LinkedIn. Just follow me around and follow my members. You'll get some good ideas as to what we do. Make sure you're following this page, by the way. Okay, turn on notifications on this page, and every time I go live, if you like this stuff, every time I go live, you're going to get it. So turn on notifications. Again, hit the like button, hit the blue thumbs up button, show me a bit of love here, because the way this works is the more you guys interact, the more comments you give me, the more time you smash the like button. Okay, we're playing the algorithm in Facebook, and that means the more people will actually see my stuff. So if I'm helping you, you're helping me by interacting, and then more people will see my content, and that motivates me to do more. So let's go to number 5. Number 5 is really important. Number 5 is you got to have a lead conversion system for both immediate and long-term prospects. Now, wouldn't it be great if every buyer and seller that we spoke to was ready to buy or sell today? It'd be an awesome world, right? You just call them and they say, yeah, come and get me. I'm ready to buy or sell right now. But all of you have enough experience in real estate to know it's the opposite, right? That the majority of buyers and sellers we speak to are going to be down the road buyers and sellers, right? They're not ready today. They're ready a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now, or maybe they're never going to be ready. But we teach you how to qualify these leads in 3 minutes or less. Now, you've got to have a CRM, okay, that you enter the leads in. You all know that, but you've got to have a really strong activity plan. The activity plan is automated stuff that happens once you generate the lead to help you automate and follow up with all the prospects that are down the road. Now, of course, in the beginning, you don't even need a CRM, right? Like I could have just written my 5 leads down on a piece of paper. But as your business starts to grow, you might be able to juggle 5 or 10 without being organized. But as you start to grow your business, you're going to need a CRM and you're going to need activity plans. Now, the automated activity plans are never going to replace the personal one-on-one calls that you make. So if the prospect says, you know what, I'm gonna list my home in 2 months, always call them back in half the time they indicate. So if they tell you 2 months, call them back in 30 days. If they call you 6 months, call them back in 3 months. I lost a lot of money being there a little bit too late. So you're not gonna lose money by being too early. So the automated follow-up acts as a safety net, just in case one of the sellers, for example, they move up their selling time frame and they end up listing sooner than when my next callback date was in. On the strength of my marketing, the stuff that I send it is so good that it gets the seller to call me when they're ready. Not all the time, but it's really good at doing that. So it's going to be a combination of you making follow-up calls at the right time frame and automated emails, text messages, voice blasts, newsletters, cool stuff that we're going to design together that will plug the gaps. Like it'll make sure that they don't forget about you when it comes time to list their home. Okay, we're buzzing through this. We're at number 7. Number 7 here, and I think this is it. Number 7 is it. Before I get to number 7, let me say this. If you find me helpful, how many of you would like to book a private call with me and my team? It's free of charge. I call it a breakthrough call because that's what it's designed to do, is to help you see opportunities that you might not be seeing right now. Like, you have a pretty good idea of where you are in your business right now, obviously, and you know where you want to go. So what's holding you back? If you know where you are and you know where you want to go, what holds you back from doing the thing that you want to do? Jump on a free call with me. All you have to do, someone maybe could type this into the comments. It's a clickable link. It's proctorcall.com. So my name, proctorcall.com. And if you click on proctorcall.com, you'll go to my Acuity Day Timer. You can pick a day and a time that works for you. We'll spend 45 minutes, an hour with you. We'll ask you a bunch of questions. I want you to know this is not like a big sales pitch for Craig Proctor. Don't worry about that. If at the end of it, you get great information and we impress you by paying it forward and really helping you out, And sure, you want to work with us? We'd love to work with you. But at a minimum, you got nothing to lose by coming and spending some time with us, because even if you decide you don't want to work with us, we're going to help you see some great opportunities and see maybe clearly some of the obstacles that you have in your business and how to go around those obstacles. So again, it's proctorcall.com. Now, we're on number 7. Okay. By the way, there's a checklist here. Oops. Here's the checklist. And at the end of this report, you'll be able to indicate which things you're doing and which things you need to do. So the checklist is really valuable. And again, if you want this report, we're on the last point here, number 7. All you have to do is type the word gift, okay, the word gift into the comments. It's a free gift from me to you. It's really good. It's all this entire report in detail. I mean, in the time we had today, I had to just kind of go through it quickly, but you'll get all the details. So type in the word gift into comments. Okay, number 7. Number 7 is a team of specialists, okay, who will assist you in doing the lower dollar productive activities. So you're going to start off by hiring an administrative person. That's the first hire that I made. The first lady that I hired, her name was Linda. True story. She found 17 uncashed commission checks in my top right-hand drawer. I was so busy doing what I was doing, I didn't even have time to go to the bank, and I didn't need the money anyway because I was working all the time, had no time to spend it. That's when you know you need some help. So I was very reluctant to hire my first assistant because I was paying her like $25,000, $30,000 back then, and that was a lot of money to me when I was just starting out. Best thing I did, because now I could delegate all of the low impact activities. So you should be writing down what you do all day long, and you should be deciding what are the rainmaker activities. Obviously, in the beginning, it's listing houses and working with buyers. Although eventually, I even delegated that. I even delegated the working with the buyers and the sellers and just worked on the marketing. But the first assistant I hired was an admin person. I hired Linda, and Linda took care of everything for me. All the paperwork, getting keys cut, taking pictures. I mean, some of you are control freaks, right? Some of you might be thinking, well, nobody can get a key cut like me. Nobody can take a picture of a house like me. Nobody can make the feature sheets. You got to let that go. If you want to get to the next level in your business, start surrounding yourself with really good people. Now, if you hire bad people, of course, this whole strategy doesn't work. So we teach you how to recruit, hire, train, and manage. Like, you've got to get the right people on the bus, and you've got to train them properly, onboard them, or it's not going to work. The next person I hired was a buyer's agent. And my buyer agent, I met her at an offer presentation. It was my listing, and she brought the buyer. And she was about a year or so in real estate, kind of brand new and green. But she was like my draft pick. I knew she was going to be really good. And we get the offer accepted, and we're out in the driveway. And I'm complaining, oh my God, I'm so busy. And she's like, well, I hardly have any business. Why don't I come and work with you? And it takes a woman to think of this. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So I was one of the first agents in all of North America to have a licensed agent working for me when I was never a broker. See, I've never been a broker. I've always just been an agent working in the broker's office. And back then, I mean, I've made the team concept very commonplace, but I was sort of the original with this. As far as I know, there was no other real estate agents anywhere in North America that had licensed agents working for them. So this was the first time that happened, to my knowledge. That first year, that buyer agent made $400,000, $200,000 for her and $200,000 for me. And I thought, well, that's really cool. Then I started giving her some of the listings, and I would teach her my listing presentation. I would teach her my buyer presentation. She would shadow me. And that's when I realized I'm onto something here, because everything I do is duplicatable. Because there's systems, I could teach other people to do all the stuff that I'm doing. What that meant is I could make more money, and I could have more time and more freedom in my life. That's what all of you want. So make sure you request my information. Okay, make sure that you like this page. If you know anyone else in real estate that might benefit from what we talked about today, why not share this with them? But give me a comment here below. I'd love to have your comments if you found this helpful. Type in the comments below what you liked about this, what you learned about this, what you're going to implement in your business. And I want to thank everybody for being with me today. Remember, if you want to book a call with me and my team, just go to proctorcall.com. And if you want to get the free report that I've created for our training here today on market domination, all you have to do is type the word gift into the comments. Thank you so much for watching this today. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.